You wanted to try red eyeshadow, but it always makes you look like you've been crying, or worse, like you've got a bruise. The biggest mistake with wine tones is bad blending. Today, I will show you how to avoid it and how to make wine makeup actually work for your undertone, your eyes, and your style. Should you focus on your eyes, lips, or blush, or all together? And which burgundy shade will actually flatter you? Today, I will break it down and show you how to make wine tones elegant, wearable, and completely your own. It's not only one technique, it's a color story. Deep burgundy, rich plump, berry shades, it's muddy, sophisticated, and just instantly makes you look expensive. And right now, I'm going to use Clinique Moisturizer. It doesn't matter what skin type you have or what foundation you are planning to use next. Water-based or silicone-based, these creams just works and it melts in beautifully, never peels, and creates the smoothest canvas. And makeup sits perfectly on top. It grips without making your base slide off. The next step for me is always eyebrow gel, and today I'm going to use one gel from Benefit. I like to do this before foundation. It might sound unusual, but there is a reason. By setting them first, you keep the hairs clean and avoid mixing textures later. The wand itself is brilliant. It has both long and short bristles. That means it works equally well if you have thick brows or sparse one, as I do. Here's my technique. I start by brushing the hairs backwards against the natural direction, and once every hair is gripped, I switch direction and brush them at 45-degree angle upwards, then slightly sideways. This does a few things at once. It opens up the eye instantly and it gives that lifted effect without looking too artificial. And most importantly, it creates extra space on the lid. That space is where you will be blending your eyeshadows later. So lifting the brows at this stage really helps the whole look come together. Eyebrows frame the entire face, and setting them properly first gives structure before you even start with the complexion. It makes everything look sharper and more professional in the end. Always remove excess oil from your lids first, and I use micellar water from Bioderma, especially good for sensitive eyes, and just a cotton pad, that's it. Oil breaks down everything, so you need to remove it first, and actually I remove the gel leftovers from the forehead as well. Before any eyeshadow goes on, I always start with a good eye primer. For me, this step is non-negotiable because it completely changes how your eyeshadow looks and lasts. Apply a thin layer of eye base, don't use too much. Thick creamy layers never dry properly and will crease. I like to tap off the extra product of the back of my hand before applying and cover the entire lid up to the brow bone, and I even take it under the eyes because this keeps everything in place and makes the area brighter. Eye primer does a few things. It evens out the eyelid tone, so any discoloration or veins are minimized. It prevents creasing even if you have oily lids or are wearing a long day of makeup. It should feel tacky, not wet, so the shadows grip properly. Actually, I love it because it creates a perfect canvas for blending. Colors look smooth, professional, and not patchy. Right now, I'm using the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Concealer. At the moment, I'm using it primarily as a color corrector. The orange and yellowish undertones work beautifully to cancel out the blue or purple hues under the eyes, and it has a luminous silky finish which keeps the skin looking natural and radiant instead of flat, and it's perfectly for creating glowing base without highlighting imperfections. Also, medium buildable coverage, enough to neutralize discoloration, but still thin, enough to layer without looking heavy. My absolute favorite foundation. I'm down to the last drip and it's totally worth it. If you are the new one on my channel, this info for you. And it gives a glowy, radiant finish without looking oily. It's that perfect balance. Healthy, luminous skin that still look like you. And I pump a small amount on the back of my hand, but actually not today. I use the Face Duo brush, which is amazing because of silicone sponge and a lot of bristles on the other side of the brush. I love it because it blended into the skin fast and literally time saver. I start it from the center of the face, cheeks, nose, forehead, and gently pat and buff outward. So this ensures the foundation melts into the skin rather than sitting on top. The finish is skin-like but luminous, so it never looks cakey. It enhances natural radiance, making it perfect for glowy looks or more no makeup days. I love it. And it's buildable, so you can go from light coverage to medium without losing that glow. Let's talk about contouring now. Contouring adds subtle shadows that balance the boldness of your eye makeup, just giving structure so the color sits elegantly on your face. And I'm going to use Dior Forever Skin Contour Stick in light shade without any orange hue. I love it. It's more about grayish shade. Buttery texture, very creamy and blendable, so it melts into the skin naturally. You see it now, and just one touch, and that's it. It's buildable, meaning you can go soft or slightly more sculpted without overdoing it. And the shade is perfect for adding subtle depth without looking muddy or too dark. Ideal for pale, fair, light, and even medium skin tone, and I would say olive, neutral, and cool skin undertones. Actually, it will be better just to apply it on the back of your hand first and then warm it up, and then take a little bit on the brush and only then apply to the cheekbones. So I lightly swipe it on my cheekbones, sides of my nose. Don't be precise under the lower lip to make it fuller, and on the temples a little, and slightly the jawline, just because I have that face structure. It's not necessary to apply, for example, on the temples if you have no any shadows here. I blend upwards and outwards with a brush, keeping the edges soft. Prefer to use dabbing motions, but swiping down good for the texture too. Now let's take care of any unwanted shine on the T-zone with blended face powder. Check your powder. If it flies up into the air when you dip the brush, that's good. It means it's lightweight. And if it doesn't move at all, you probably need a finer texture. It won't emphasize the fine lines or even wrinkles. I start by applying it to the forehead and under the eyes, especially the areas where eye bags or slight creasing can appear. Especially if you struggle with under eye bags like I do, just press the powder in gently with a brush, and the powder mattifies without looking flat, so it keeps the skin smooth while still allowing the glow from moisturizer and foundation to peak though. Once the main area are set, I swipe the leftovers product down to the cheekbones. It smooths out any teeny baby hairs, creating a flawless, polished finish. It gently blurs the skin, giving a soft focus effect that ties the whole complexion together. And the key here is a light application. You don't want to overpowder, and the goal is just to control shine, soften textures, and make your makeup look seamless from every angle. Next up, we are adding a little life to the cheeks with Clinique Cheek Pop in Black Honey. I love this shade because it's universal flattering. It works on fair, medium, and deeper skin tones. The berry wine tones ties perfectly into our red wine makeup. I pick up a small amount with a fluffy brush, then start on the apple of the cheeks, lightly patting and building the color gradually. Black honey is pigmented but very blendable, so it's easy to control the intensity. I blend upward toward the temples, which lifts the face and gives that natural, youthful flush. For a soft glow, I like to tap a little onto the tip of the nose and just a little bit on the bridge. And the formula is soft, silky, and blendable, so you can go from sheer to more dramatic without looking patchy. And the color is timeless, not trendy, so it works with any makeup look, from natural daytime to full glam. And it pairs beautifully with both warm and cool toned foundations. I'm going to remove any leftover foundation from my lips. This step is subtle but important. It prevents that white line or patchy appearance after a few hours of wear. Just look at my natural lip color. It's actually brighter than it looks on the camera, which is so fun. It matches beautifully with the blush we just applied, keeping the look harmonious. I will show you the full wine eye look at the end so you can see how it pairs with the lips. If you don't have a dark red lipstick or aren't sure if a deep wine shade will suit you, don't worry, I will show you how to customize your own shade. This way you can experiment without wasting money. So grab any red lipstick or lip liner you already have on your makeup kit. I love a classic blue-red tone. Next, add a tiny dot of black, just a little, trust me, and mix it together. The black deepens the red slightly, creating a new, rich wine tone. Why do we do this? So by mixing shades, you can tailor the color perfectly to your skin tone, blush, or overall makeup vibe. You can go darker, brighter, warmer, cooler. It's fully customizable. Once I've got the shade I like, I top it with a YSL lip oil. Not only does this give a beautiful glossy finish, but it also prevents the pigment from sinking into the fine lines, keeping lips smooth and making them fuller. By the way, if you love experimenting with mixing lip colors like this, I've shared a lot of more ideas in my other videos called Color Theory. There I show how to combine shades, create custom tones, and really understand how colors interact with your skin. It's a great place to get inspiration and learn some pro tips for customizing your own perfect shades. And final result, the dark lips without eye makeup. Trend focuses on a bold, rich lip color like plum, burgundy, or deep red with the minimal to no eye makeup to create a dramatic contrast. Alright, now that the lips are done, I'm removing the lipstick and adding lip gloss for a soft hydrated finish. Next, let's move on to the eyes. The easiest, laziest, and most foolproof way to do wine eye makeup is with an eyeliner pencil. This method minimizes mistakes with the blending, fallouts from eyeshadow, and other common problems. And you don't need to buy a new eyeshadow palette for that hot, trendy makeup. Step 1. Waterline and lash gaps. Apply the pencil on the waterline, then fill in all the little gaps between the lashes. Make it slightly wider on the outer corners for a soft effect. Immediately blend with your finger. This creates a smudged, effortless base. Step 2. Upper lash line. Repeat from the upper lash line, connecting the outer corners of the top and bottom lines. And take a thin angled brush. I like the YSL pencil because of the brush on the other side. It's perfect for sharp, precise line. Just smudge the pencil toward the temple, like following the low lash line, and think of it as your draft for the eyeliners. Apply more pencil above the line and then blend with a warm fingertip. Step 3. Inner corners. Lightly apply the pencil to the inner corners to deepen and frame the eye and blend all the lines together. I can use brush or pinky finger. Just think of it as a soft blending around the lash line. So green and hazel eyes pop the most with the wine tones. As for me, blue eyes get gorgeous contrast and brown eyes look amazing with literally any wine shade. Look how beautiful smudges, soft and defined it looks. That's the magic of using a pencil as your base. It gives you control, intensity, and easy blending all in once. Sometimes when you wear red or burgundy eyeshadows or pencil, doesn't matter, the eyes can look a little tired or teary. So what we usually call the cry effect. The trick to fix this is simple. Separate the color with a darker shade. Adding a black element immediately defines the eyes, making the red look intentional instead of messy. So, to add volume and length, coat the top lashes with multiple layers. Focus on the roots and tips to create a lifted, dramatic effect, and use a black mascara to really ground the look and balance the intensity of the wine shades. Right now, I'm using the New Dior mascara in the leather case. I actually love it because it gives lashes volume, curl, and separation, so the eyes looks polished and open without losing that soft, sultry vibes of the red wine tones. And this is the most sophisticated wine makeup, perfect for any occasion. But if you want something a little more vibrant, here's a simple trick. Take a lighter red shade, especially compared to the deep burgundy brown we've just used on the eyes, and apply it right in the center of the lower lid. Instantly it makes your eyes pop, adds depth and light, that contrast, and gives your makeup a more saturated, lovely finish. Actually, I've been doing this since high school. Back then, the beauty market wasn't overflowing with every possible shade, so now, of course, you can find any texture, any color in any packaging. So feel free to experimenting. This combination, burgundy base, a touch of light red in the center, and defined lashes and gloss on the lips creates a timeless, elegant wine makeup look that flatters every eye color and works for any skin tones. From a distance, this wine eye makeup looks almost like dark brown with a subtle reddish hue. Soft, wearable, and elegant, but for the brave ones, I love it in dark lips. It still looks amazing. There is a big myth in makeup that you should only have one accent at a time, either the eyes or the lips, but the truth is, this is only a guideline, not a rule, and when you balance tones, textures, and depth, you can absolutely pair bold eyes and bold lips together. If you feel like the eyes are starting to look smaller from all the deep wine shades, here's a simple trick. Apply matte light milky shade on the mobile lid. This instantly brightens the eye area and opens up the eyes. Next, I take a matte brown shade and blend it slightly outwards and upwards beyond the outer corners of the eyes. This prevents any transfer, softens the edges, and gives that illusion of large lifted eyes. Finally, I add the blush to the outer corners. This small step ties the entire look together, connecting eyes, cheeks, and lips for polished finish. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you love this wine makeup tutorial. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more step-by-step tutorials and pro tips. Which wine shade are you going to try first? Eyes, lips, or both? And see you next week. Ciao!